Well, I would like to say congratulations to Coro Santa Maria for the fantastic 25 years and for staying alive, because as you say, the support is not generally speaking there, and my opinion is, of course it should be. Choral singing is so important, not just for the members of the choir, but for audiences as well, and it must not die out. And I cannot understand why local government or even national government provides so little support for choirs. In England, I don't know about in Spain, there is support for a very small number of institutions, such as the BBC Singers is a professional, fully professional choir. But even that, when I sang in the BBC Singers 30 years ago, and it was 7 to each voice, so 28 people, and I think it's now 4. There was also a BBC Northern Singers based in Manchester, and that has completely disappeared, and that is a tragedy. So whether it be lottery money or whether it be government money, either at national or local level, it is imperative that the support is there. We cannot rely on just audiences, the same in England as in Spain, and we can't also rely on the beneficiary of individuals, because that may not also be there as well. So yes, I would like to see much more support for choral singing.
Para mí este taller está siendo una oportunidad muy grande. Este hombre está lleno de técnica, de sentimiento, de pasión, se le exprime y hasta el último jugo sale música por su boca, sus expresiones físicas, y nos transmite muchísimo. Yo estoy encantado, como repito, de venir aquí porque estoy aprendiendo muchísimo, muchísimo, muchísimo.
Estamos trabajando técnicas de voz, pero sobre todo obras y teniendo en cuenta no solamente lo que es la técnica, sino también la sensibilidad, algo que en muchas ocasiones se nos olvida a la hora de cantar, y es una experiencia increíble.
A ver, pues la experiencia de poder trabajar con alguien como Philip Lawson me parece increíble, y hacerlo aquí en Sevilla, además, que no es sitio como Madrid, Barcelona, que se suele hacer más estas cosas, y además estamos aprendiendo un montón, nos da muchas facilidades, hemos tenido también aquí un equipo muy profesional para traducir, para entendernos, y la verdad es que me está pareciendo muy, muy bonita la experiencia.
The event which got me into music was rather unusual, because I come from a non-musical family, and my parents did not realize that there was music in me. And I was a member of the Boy Scouts and decided that I didn't like the Boy Scouts because the games they played were too rough. I was getting injured and hurt. I don't like this. And my friend at school said to me, "Why don't you join the choir that I'm in? It's great fun. We are in the gallery at the back of the church and we mess around in the service." So I gave it a try, and almost immediately I realized this is what I want to do. I loved the English church music that this choir was singing. It was a good boys' choir with some good men behind. And I came home with the director of music, who said, "Philip is going to sing in our choir." And I remember saying, "I want to sing in it, I'm so excited." And so they then bought me a piano, eventually. because there was no piano in the house, and I started playing and making chords and tunes, and it was in a way my escape from the realities of life, which I think is what it is for so many people. I didn't realize at that time that it would be my career, but I'm very pleased that it has been, because I get paid for doing something that I love, and that is so lucky. The health of choral music, I wish I could say, was good. The reality is somewhat different. I know that in many countries, investment in the arts generally is at a fairly low ebb. Even in America, which regards itself as a big choral country, choir programs are being cut from schools and from universities. And it's a disaster. And one of the things that I enjoy most about the work that this sort of work that I do is introducing people who maybe don't know about choral music to the wonderful, not just the repertoire of the choral music, but the wonderful experience of singing in a choir. Because like being in a sports team, you experience a great feeling of togetherness, and on top of that, it's a workout. It's a physical workout, it's healthy, and everybody should do it. And so I hope that, governments worldwide will realize that by suppressing arts education, they are suppressing life, and that cannot be a good thing. So I see it as one of my jobs to try to reverse that process, and I'm only one tiny little cog in the wheel, but if I can do a tiny little bit, then that is better than nothing. In America, a lot of programs have daily choir rehearsals, which is very unusual in Europe, in fact almost unknown outside the cathedrals. They have daily choir rehearsals, and this is of course a good thing, but I think sometimes if you do too much rehearsal, you can become automatic and mechanical. And I think the most important thing to instill into a choir is how you need to breathe life into music every time you perform it, and you need to remember that however much rehearsal you do, nothing matters until you are in front of an audience, and that the performance that you give is possibly the first time and maybe the last time that audience will hear you, and that therefore it needs to be the best it can be. I also believe that there is individual responsibility in every member of a choir to contribute to a good, blended and balanced sound. It's something that conductors cannot do on their own. They can indicate and they can guide, but in the end it is the singers who do it. And so I'm always insisting on my choir that they don't just watch me, but they listen as well, and that they contribute personally to the sound that they're making. And the last thing is about choral music in general. If it has words, then it is all about the words. It's all about the text, and you cannot perform music, choral music, unless you have an intimate understanding of the words that you are singing, and can therefore translate that and project that meaning to your audience, so that the audience go away enriched by the performance not just of the music, but of the text. I don't think there's any reason why any choir should not prepare all sorts of different repertoires. You know, when you go to a concert, you need to be taken through a musical journey, and having a choir sing for 2 hours the same sort of music can be boring. And so in the King Singers, one of the things we made sure that we did was to provide a good variety of repertoire for each concert. Unless there was a specific requirement. For instance, we recorded the Gesualdo Tenebrae Responsories, and if you do those in a concert, nothing else really goes with them. So we would do a complete first half of Gesualdo, and then the interval, and then the second half maybe folk songs and spirituals. But you know, I think it's good for the audience, but it's also good for the choir to sing different styles and make different colours. I think vocal colour is something that's so important, and it's often overlooked. You know, with a piano, the colours are limited by the keys, but with the human voice, the colours are almost unlimited. And we should use these colours in our singing, not just solo singing, but in our choir singing as well. So, and in the music that I write, I try to exploit as much as I can of the variety that the human voice is able to provide. And I hope that in the repertoire for this workshop, the audience will see a big variety of sacred and secular, and a wide variety of dynamics and vocal colour as well.
Sí, yo estoy de acuerdo, es una experiencia inolvidable tener la oportunidad de trabajar con alguien que ha ganado un Grammy, que es un gran compositor y que nos ha compuesto pues una pieza para nosotros. Es una buenísima oportunidad para ese coro que es amateur.
Y que tiene esa cercanía, esa familiaridad con nosotros. La verdad que alucinante, sí.
Muchos trucos, muchos consejos, entonces estamos enriqueciendo mucho nuestra labor como coro, creo.
Y sobre todo es que nos da la oportunidad esa de cantar suave, que sí, es lo que a nosotros nos está faltando, de cantar, de escucharnos a nosotros mismos y a los compañeros, y nos da ese nivel que necesitamos.
Sí.
Y estamos muy contentos, la verdad, estamos muy contentos, va muy bien, la selección, el repertorio es apasionante, son todas composiciones suyas y algunas no son originales, pero sí son arregladas por él. A mí se me está revelando como aparte de un gran cantante, como un gran compositor y como un gran arreglista.
Well, it's a great pleasure to present this gift to Coro Santa Maria, and I mean, Shakespeare for me is the god of literature. There's no other way to put it. I mean, you know, we all know he's great, but I think we all have our own personal favourites of his. And actually, Twelfth Night is not a play I know very well. I love Macbeth, I love Romeo and Juliet, and I love Midsummer Night's Dream, but I don't really know Twelfth Night. But of course, that opening speech of Gio Corsino, who is madly in love, if music be the food of love, is the perfect text to set for such an occasion as this. And it was a pleasure to write the piece, and I hope the choir is enjoying singing it.
Estamos disfrutando de un repertorio muy especial y muy escogido para esta ocasión. Además, Philip es una persona muy sensible al trabajo que los cantores han desarrollado durante este fin de semana, y realmente creemos que hemos conseguido estimular con este trabajo a los aficionados y a todos los cantores que practicamos la música en este taller.
Estamos orgullosos de haber tenido oportunidad de participar con la Asociación Musical Coro Santa María en la organización de este taller coral con Philip Lawson. Esta actividad nos anima aún más a la Junta Directiva del Ateneo Hispalense e Iberoamericano en continuar con nuestra labor en la difusión de la cultura y en la creación de sinergias con asociaciones culturales para conseguir metas que solo serían difíciles de alcanzar.